What's up, blue chips? It's Tim here at Volatility Trading, and today we took 2 trades on INO. One was a loser, one was a winner. Let's get to it. All right, traders, real quick before we get into the live trades and all the other good stuff. Both of our positions today were longs, a little bit different. Wasn't too much going on in the short area of the market today. Feels like with everything going on, coronavirus, the Trump impeachment, just earnings coming up, there's a lot of people just kind of sitting on their hands, and there really wasn't too much going on. So I'm actually going to be adding real quick the chart from today, which was INO. We'll take a quick look at it. And as you can see on our first trade, we were playing the intense move down to the downside, and it started to find support there at the 482 area, and it bounced back up. We got into our full size, which was exactly part of the plan, looking to get that move back up through 5, and we would have hit our take profit if it would have pretty much made that pop through 5, but we didn't actually end up getting it. Came back down, we accepted the risk and took our position off as it broke through low of day. It found support at 475, which if we take a look at the daily, let's we actually have to stay full screen here. Maybe we can get a zoom in on this. But there was a gap fill right to that 470 area, and we noticed this. So when we started to get this breakdown towards that 470 area, it started to hold support at 475. There was a ton of orders started stacking in. The stock went on to SSR, which is short sale restriction for anybody that doesn't know. And what that means is in order to short the ticker at this given time when it's on SSR, you would actually have to put your shares on the ask and get filled on an uptick. You can't just hammer the bid down like you would normally without it being on short sale restriction. So it kind of starts to favor long positions. So I noticed all of these factors coming in. We had the support possibly forming at the high of the gap fill here at 470. There was a bunch of orders sitting there at 475, kind of holding this up. So when it started to move back up, we jumped in at 480, and it immediately popped up there to 488. However, our take profit was at 497, and we had to wait a little bit. It actually tried to go back down. This was kind of a right or right out type trade. We were only risking 6 cents, looking to make about 17 cents, and it ended up getting up there to 497, which is where our 17 cents was. We were on the ask. We didn't quite get filled, as you'll see in the live trade, and we ended up taking it at 494. If we would have accepted the full risk, which it would have came back down and started testing this 82 area again before finally coming up, we would have got filled if we would have followed through and accepted the full risk of letting the trade work out one way or the other. So a little upset with myself with that, because that was kind of the point of today, was to really start to do that. But I guess I got a little emotional there knowing that we got all the way to our take profit and we didn't get filled, so I decided to take it off, not wanting to risk it going all the way back down and stopping out for a loss. So not sure completely whether to be upset with myself or not on that one, but for right now I am, because I feel like I didn't follow my plan correctly. So that was my 2 trades, and we'll get into the live trades here, and as well as all the other goodies. We're going to start INO here. Got 495. We're going to look to add down towards this 475 area if it wants to get there. I kind of felt like it might have tried to shoot back up through 5 there for a second. That's why we kind of jumped the gun. Kind of where we were looking to get in anyway. I mean, obviously down here would have been better. Or add in there 477. I do some quick math real quick while this is going. 477 plus 495. 469 would be our stop. It's not a very big stop if we were to get hit there, which would mean it's not the best entry, but all right, so instead of looking to add here, let's see what it wants to do right here, and then we're most likely going to just risk off at 82. All right, so we're going to risk off 82 here. So we got a range order in, either it works or it doesn't. We're just risking off low a day, and 512 would give us our profit target. So basically just looking for this thing to pop through 5. And if it doesn't want to do that, then we might get stopped out if it wants to go low a day. But obviously if it consolidates here and goes low a day, then oh well. Wasn't the trade that we wanted. There's really nothing else moving. NNVC, yeah, that wasn't really something that we were looking at this morning. Naturally, no real shares. I tell you, these low floaters, you're not always going to find shares. Looking like INO might come down and get us. But again, we're accepting the risk today, right? We got into the trade. We'll accept the risk. I believe 494. Yeah, it won't even actually be a full 1 hour loss there if we get stopped out, but there's no reason to wait it out. We actually might get a little slippage, so it might be, but we'll see. But if it wants to go low a day from here, it's obviously not something we're interested in. Even though it might be a fake out, I wonder, let's see, 494 minus 117. 477. So it'd be hard because it might bounce right off of 477. 470 is the high there. Who knows? I'm not going to risk it. It's most likely, unfortunately, now that I'm looking at it, it might be a fake out. If it might dive down to 470 and then start its retrace, but who knows? Maybe we'll look to get back in if that's the case. Just nothing else going on. A little frustrating. I mean, we are starting to look like we're in a little bit of an ascending triangle here. So if we can work our way back up towards 5, I actually feel fairly confident, but we have to actually get up there first. But we are making higher lows. So in a way, it looks fairly decent, even though we're in the red at the moment. But again, it's going to do what it wants to do. So we put our money in where we felt that we had a high probability of it working. And so far, it's not looking great, but we'll see what it wants to do. If it goes through this 485 area, the odds are we're going to get stopped out, though, because I saw all those shares sitting there. So if that gets eaten through, which it is, there it goes. We're sitting at 481. I didn't see our order there, though. It says it got to 481, but we didn't get stopped out. I'm interested with these range orders sometimes, because if you have just a single order in, it usually shows you the order on the montage, but in this case, I didn't see it sitting there. Looks like we're going to get stopped out here finally. Yep. So we got stopped out there on INO. The odds are this thing might continue down towards 70. Yep, there it goes. Part of me wants to take another stab at this, kind of watching what it does here. All right, we're going to take a stab at this, and we're just going to use that 475 as our stop loss. So we'll put it at 474. We'll put the stop in there. This is kind of a right or right out type situation. We're going to look for that 5 test. Got 80. So we went full size there. So to get our 1R, I mean, technically we don't need the 1R on this because such a small risk. We're not risking 1R. So 497 is what we're looking for. Just put the range order in real quick. So I like the risk reward on this one's pretty good. We're just kind of looking for this thing to come back up and test 5 to get our 1R at 497. But we're only risking 6 cents. So pretty happy. This is actually a little bit more 2-to-1, 612, closer to 3-to-1 actually. This is probably going to be our last trade. I mean, there's really nothing else going on, and I'm not going to force any trades. The only reason I took this second trade is because you could see the obvious support forming there at 75, and there's still a lot of room to the upside. So basically a right or right out type trade, risking 6 cents to make 17 to 18 cents. So it's not a bad trade in theory. Whether it wants to work or not is a different story. Which we're about to see if it wants to or not. This is one of them ones where if I was using that strategy I was attempting to use last week or the week before, where you just keep adding and adding until you hit your max loss looking for the bounce, this would be a sucky one because this thing is not bouncing at all. Like, at all. I mean, we're not really asking for much out of it, right? We're not even asking for it to go through the whole dollar, which if you were using that old strategy, you would most likely need something higher, but we're not even asking for that. We're just asking for that silly 5 touch, but struggling. By the way, if you're here and you are new, my name's Tim here at Volatility Trading. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. I feel like if we can get up towards 490, like we are attempting here, we might get a nice squeeze. Be nice to get a squeeze up towards 5. You can get through this 490 area. Not quite. Not really front running, not really doing anything. We set our risk here on this one. We're just going to let it go. Do have a nice little ascending pattern here. Hopefully everyone starts to see that. Hopefully we can get through this 490 area, go up there, test that $5 area, and take us out at 497. Be a nice little winner there. Be impatient with it. Here we go, testing 490 again. If we can get through 490 here, I think we're going to get a nice little pop. 490 is kind of holding resistance here. Here we go, trying it again. Keeps getting rejected here at 490. Keeps trying it though. All we need is that one buyer or one short to cover at that 490. Look, I don't see that order sitting there at 490 now. It looks like it might have fell out or they took it down. Could have been a short since it's on SSR, trying to sit on the ass to get filled, but it is now gone. I think they're starting to realize that this might want to continue higher. So we'll see if we can test 490 again and see if those shares pop back up. See it? They're not there now. There we go, 493. All we need is that little bit of a pop up towards $5. This is all the shorts trying to front run $5 here because it's on SSR. So they're trying to get short, and to do that, you got to sit on the ask. So who knows, again, with the level 2, a lot of it's liar's poker. Let's see if these orders stay. Remember last time it was at 490 and it disappeared. So who knows if it's going to stay at 493. There it is. See if it falls out or if it stays. So far, it looks like it's staying. Just need this quick little burst through 493, and I think we'll get our fill at 497. This kind of looks like the only thing holding us back here. Just need that one little squeeze to try $5. Yeah, more on the ask. Didn't get the fill there on the ask. They're just trying again. We're going to take it off there. I Definitely got impatient, didn't follow my plan there, but I don't really want to risk this thing going all the way back down. I know that's stupid and I'm not accepting the risk fully, but we're literally on the ask. So I'm not going to risk my 3-to-1 basically on, it was actually like 2.5-to-1 over a cent or two. So probably would have gotten the 497, but did not want to risk it. It did make a pretty decent struggle to get up to where it was, and we ended up break even. So I'm not gonna fret, right? We accepted our risk on this one, and we accepted our risk for the most part on this one. We just didn't quite get that fill at 497, so we ended up getting 494. So 3 cents, not gonna fret, and it looks like we might have been right, at least for now. How long do you want to sit in this trade to find out if it works? That's up to you, but I wasn't gonna fret being that close. So we ended up being break even on the day, which is how it should be if you have one winner, one loser, and I'm pretty happy with it, right? All right, traders, that was my 2 trades on the INO. If you have any additional questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff, leave that down below or jump in the Discord, possibly even Twitter if you want to follow me there. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.